someone you can relate to,
someone you can bond with.
The UK incident should be a wake-up call for Ghana. Other members shared his view.
Security for members of parliament is important, it's very critical, and especially within the presence of parliament. Having in view what happened in the United Kingdom recently, it will mean that there is need for the presence of parliament to be well secured.
In as much as the threat of terror is across the world, and of course many people cannot predict when or how, but so far in this parliament I think that there is adequate security. People walking into the gallery or walking into the chamber, if you are not parliamentarians, there are many access areas in this parliament that you cannot just access when you are an ordinary member of the public. But generally, I'm not too sure if we need to beef up security here. But if the argument is being made about the personal security of members of the House, that's an entirely different issue.
It must not be seen as if in certain quarters or in the minds of some people, a kind of luxury to see maybe the member of parliament moving around with a security guard and all that. It is actually not. Taking a look at what has happened in the UK and also some antecedents in this country. So you realize that there's the need. I think it is very important we start thinking about how we do it as a country.
Order.
Okay, so you're still watching News 360 with the issue relating to the Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator and what you saw on your screens, how he was manhandled by some NPP supporters there because it is not their choice of person. We're going to see clarity from government to the extent that the president has given express directive to the IGP to arrest these persons who perpetrate such lawlessness. We'll be finding out exactly what they intend to do about this particular situations here on News 360. So stay with us a lot more.
Absolutely, Alfred. But let's take a look at stories away from security and in health. Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark Tuberculosis Day amidst several challenges, including drug resistance, thwarting efforts to end the disease by the year 2030. The theme for this year is Unite to End TB, Leave No One Behind. Here's a News Desk report.
World TB Day is designed to build public awareness that tuberculosis remains an epidemic in much of the world, causing the deaths of nearly 1.5 million people each year, mostly in developing countries. Despite tremendous strides in the fight against the disease, it remains a major public health concern globally, and current efforts to reach and treat patients has not been adequate, though the disease is curable. One area of concern is drug resistance. Most significant to the National Tuberculosis Program is the occurrence of rifampicin resistance, that is resistance to rifampicin alone or in combination with other medicines, and multi-drug resistance, which is resistance to isoniazid and rifampicin together and a combination with other medicines. Another challenge in ending the disease in the country is low TB case detection. A recent national TB prevalence survey conducted in 2013 results showed Ghana is detecting only 1/3 of presumed cases among the population. Less than 1/3 of the estimated drug-resistant TB cases are detected and enrolled in treatment. Insufficient laboratory capacity to bacteriologically confirm TB cases in Ghana, coupled with insufficient state-of-the-art equipment with high sensitivity for diagnosis across the country. Perhaps to achieve the 2030 targets of ending TB, Ghana should place TB high on the political agenda of the disease through the Ministry of Health, and to increase commitment of all stakeholders, attract more partners into TB control in Ghana, and to increase public awareness on the threat it poses.
Now let's take a deeper look into tuberculosis in Ghana. Now, the impact of tuberculosis at the end of the year 2015 alone among the population of almost 27 million. At the end of 2017, 76,095 people contracted the disease, while 44,524 people actually got the disease, while 9,714 people died of TB. And that's the worrying situation, preventing people from dying from the disease, as TB can be controlled if treatment is done and is detected early enough. Now, the impact of TB in Ghana at the end of 2014, every single day, 122 new tuberculosis cases are developed. That's in Ghana, while 27 people die of it every single day. And every hour, 5 people contract the disease and 1 person dies of the disease. And tuberculosis generally affects the lungs, though, as said earlier, if detected early enough, it can be controlled. Now, we're going to get onto Skype with Dr. Ni Norte, who's with the National Tuberculosis Control Program, to get a better understanding into the handling of tuberculosis in Ghana. Good evening and welcome to News 360.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you for your time. First of all, can we say that the fight against tuberculosis is encouraging in Ghana currently?
Well, we have started some work to trying to achieve the target of our strategic plan, but we acknowledge that we have a lot of challenges, especially related to resources. We also have challenges related to stigma and response of people to the disease. And so, even though we are putting in a lot of effort from the government side, we do not see the requisite response in terms of the control activities that we are engaged in. So, we would say that we haven't hit the mark. We haven't achieved what we want to achieve yet. There's still a lot of work to be done.
So at the pace at which we are going, can we see the total end of the spread of the disease by the year 2020, as we are hoping to achieve?
There is need to put in more resources, a lot of financial resource, a lot of human resource, a lot of material resource, in order to be able to hit the target of 2020 as we really want to. Or else, really, it will just be a mirage for us. We will not be able to achieve the target.
So without that resource, it's not going to be possible for us to achieve it?
Not at all, not at all.
And on a rate of 100, what would you rate us in terms of achieving it with the resource that we currently have and with the pace at which we're moving?
Well, currently, if we look at our case detection rate, which is a scientific measure of what we are doing, we are just in the region of about 33% of case finding. We could actually do much better than what we are doing.
Dr. Ni Norte, we're grateful for your time this evening on News 360. He's with the National TB Control Program, giving us insight on TB in Ghana. Away from health, government is to roll out a housing barracks regeneration project for the Ghana Armed Forces in the next few months. The project consists of putting up new buildings while existing ones would be renovated. The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, made this known at the graduation ceremony for Special Medical Intake 3 in Accra.
The 99 officers who graduated came from varied medical backgrounds, including nursing and biomedical lab technicians. 51 of the officers comprised those from the Army, while 24 are from the Navy. Another 24 were drawn from the Air Force. Outstanding officers received awards for displaying dint of hard work during their 5 months training at the barracks. The new officers will be deployed at military hospitals. Addressing the officers, Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia charged them to safeguard the image and integrity of the military. He spoke about plans to construct another military hospital in Tamale.
Commissioning of these medical personnel today is timely, taking into consideration the manpower needs of the ongoing construction of the new military hospital in Kumasi. The facility is expected to take care of the medical needs of military personnel in the middle and northern sectors of the country. I have no doubt that with the addition of these newly commissioned officers, the Kumasi Military Hospital will have the requisite staff to operate effectively.
The Vice President also bemoaned accommodation challenges of the military and promised government commitment to roll out a housing policy to address their concerns.
It is my government's plan to roll out a comprehensive housing program dubbed the Barracks Regeneration Project to address the accommodation needs of our dependable soldiers. Under this project, Old accommodations will be renovated while new ones will be built to accommodate more military personnel. Other infrastructural needs will receive equal attention from government. I therefore ask for your forbearance and patience as measures are put in place to remedy the accommodation challenges.
In another development, the Vice President has lauded the Military High Command for deploying troops to protect the people.